Hello there, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, lads and ladesses, friends and neighbours. To all of you out there, a very good morning, a very sunny and beautiful, warm good morning from the Philippines and from all of us here at Freeline FM. Welcome once again. I've decided to take to the airwaves again this morning because something's cropped up. There's a nasty, horrible little shithole that lives in the North Atlantic. It's called Britain, or United Kingdom, or England, Scotland, Ireland and Wales, and Northern Ireland, that is. I don't want to involve our brothers and sisters in the Republic of Ireland with referring to it as a shithole. It's great living here in the Philippines with the sun and keeping nice and warm, and we've got a nice breeze as well coming through. It's beautiful, but unfortunately, with this sort of climate, you get flies, and we've got an abundance of them today. Now, listen, I want to talk to you about the little shithole called Great Britain. Now, my father was English. I thankfully have a Jewish mother, which means I'm Jewish, and I was born in Tel Aviv, in Israel, just after the birth of Israel as a restored nation state. Now, I've discovered this morning that this stinking despotic little bastard called Starmer, who runs the shithole Great Britain, who has been kicking everybody's ass all over the place. Anybody who even thinks of democracy or freedom of speech or anything like that, is kicking everybody's ass, because the communist bastard is every inch as bad as Adolf Hitler and Joe Stalin. Well, what's prompted me to come and talk to you about it today? Well, I'll tell you. What prompted me to talk to you about it today is very simple. Starmer is sneaking even greater dictatorial legislation into his agenda, which will impact literally everybody in Great Britain. He is preventing freedom of speech, or trying to, on YouTube. What he's going to do is introduce a set of regulations which YouTube have to obey within the confines of that little shithole. And these regulations mean that independent journalists, that means YouTubers like me, people who come on and just, do a little commentary, but some people, they do it every day and they do it all day and they make a living out of it, which is great. But Starmer's going to shut them down. He's going to take their living away from them. He's going to take the bread off their table. And he's basically going to make YouTube only allow leftist, wokeist scumbags like the BBC and other woke lunatics who spread the gospel of leftism. They will be the only people that people inside Great Britain will be able to see, to get the news that Starmer wants them to hear. You won't get the news that he doesn't want you to hear. Total, absolute, 100% Starmer control. Now, Andy Burnham, who's the Prime Minister in waiting, thinks he's going to take over the country in a few weeks' time. In a few weeks' time, Andy Burnham will be in a jail cell in Wormwood Scrubs. Starmer's got no intention of leaving. Starmer has got no intention of handing over power to anybody else. There'll be no more elections. Starmer has decided he's going to be the next Joe Stalin, and he's going to do it in Great Britain. So, what can we say about that? Right, okay. This has been coming for a very, very, very long time. I've been telling the British people, screaming about it when I used to live there. I told them that there was going to be a Muslim invasion. I told them that their freedom was going to be taken away, that Britain had already begun to slide into the abyss of communism, which it has. There can be no doubt about it now. Great Britain is a communist state. There is no doubt about that. You get thrown in jail for anything you say on a social media platform, just for what you say. And then everybody's shitting themselves to say anything on the internet in Great Britain, because the next thing happens is there'll be a knock at the door. 9 or 12 stinking filth coppers, police officers supposed to be, will say, oh, you offended somebody and that person's crying now, and so you have to go to jail, right? You get the picture. I noticed that while I was reading some of this stuff this morning, there's a guy there making a comment, and he said, we are freeborn Englishmen, and we have the right to take to the streets and peacefully protest. And yeah, you know, he's absolutely right. And the government has got free choice to ignore you. It's that simple. You can protest peacefully as much as you want, but as long as you do it peacefully, the government will ignore you. As long as you do it peacefully, your government will ignore you. You understand what I'm saying to you? Britain, as long as you do it peacefully, your government will ignore you. They don't care what you do. You can smash the shop windows if you want, and even get violent, that sort of thing. But that's not enough. Your government will still ignore you. You just pick you up whenever the riot's over, they'll pick you all up and throw you in jail. And to make room for you in the jail, they'll let out 20,000 Muslim rapists and put you in their place. And then the Muslim rapists can start preying on more victims all over Britain again. That's exactly how the system is working under this wokest, leftist, communist system. It's all over Europe. It's everywhere. It's all over the world. Wokeism. Britain, you need to take your country back. And I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but this is a fact. There's no such thing as a bloodless coup. You need a revolution. You need to rebel against your government, and you need to remove those evil bastards with extreme prejudice. Peaceful protest will get you nowhere. I left Great Britain a very long time ago, and I'm never going back. I've spent the vast majority of my life outside of Great Britain. Basically, I was just educated there. And after I'd had the communist indoctrination at the school in Britain, I then went to Germany and got a real education. Isn't it amazing? Those two countries were at war 85 years ago. And the Nazis lost, but the Nazis in Britain survived. And make no doubt, make no bones about it. That's exactly what Britain is. It is a Nazi little shithole, and it always has been, I'm afraid. This is simply progress for the left. It's stagnated the way it is, or the way it was as a status quo, for a very long time. But it was always headed where it is now. It was always headed in that direction. dictatorship. There was always the threat of police officers kicking your door down at 3 o'clock in the morning, throwing you in the back of the van, throw you in handcuffs, throw you into a jail cell, leave you for 4 days, and then let you go and say, sorry, we made a mistake, we arrested the wrong guy. They do that for control. They do that to make you afraid. And that's what they've been doing. And it's been going on a very long time. Let's not forget that once they arrest you as well, there's the time-honoured traditional good kicking in the cell, where, you know, half a dozen coppers come in and kick the crap out of you. That's been going on for centuries, hasn't it? Now, you need to coordinate with the President of the United States. Donald J. Trump is the champion of democracy in this world. But understand this, if Donald J. Trump is to come and help you British people to kick this bastard Starmer out, you're going to have to do a deal with him. Your state can no longer be a democracy. Democracies don't work. Democracies allow communists to flourish. See, if I was running the country as the Prime Minister, duly elected by the people, I would not let anybody take away the people's right to elect whoever they choose, provided whoever they choose is not a fucking lunatic like Starmer. They elected him, but then the Germans elected Adolf Hitler. They get there by election, and the way to stop them getting there is to make their organisation a criminal offence. Communism, leftism, wokeism, any extremism is illegal, and that way they can never come back. And one more thing, forget about democracy, Britain. Forget about it. Democracy is the rule of the majority. Well, let me put it to you this way. You live in a village of 50 people, and you're the only person in the village that owns a bicycle. 26 people in the village decide that they're going to use your bicycle from Monday to Friday, and you can only use it at weekends. That's exactly what happens because the majority rule. It's your bicycle, but they're going to use it. That's democracy. What you need is a constitutional republic. Written down laws and rights of the people. Rights that are inalienable. Which means that your property and your person is protected by the Constitution. Your freedom is protected by the Constitution. A majority can't come along and take it away. The experiment of that is alive and well across the other side of the pond, 3,500 miles away in the United States of America. God bless Uncle Sam. So if you're going to get Donald Trump, and I'm sure he will, I'm sure he'll come and help you if you go and see him, get a delegation of people, intelligent, smart people, get Nigel Farage perhaps to help you because he's a friend of Donald Trump, and ask Donald Trump to bring his Marines over to the United Kingdom and kick that bastard Starmer straight into hell. And his government. Don't forget, anybody who's cooperated with him, every single police officer that exists today in Great Britain must spend the rest of his life in a prison camp. Every single one of them. And they will be replaced by police officers of the people, for the people, and by the people. That's the way to do it. Get Donald Trump to come and help you to do it, and your freedom will be restored. If you just sit there on your ass, which the British people have always done, you will end up even deeper into the abyss of communism than you are now. And believe me when I tell you, the only way to stop it is by violence. You think that Starmer is being peaceful. He isn't. He's being violent. He's using political violence to smash your life to hell. And while he's doing it, he's going to shut up the media, the press, to stop them telling you what he's really doing and how he's doing it. You need to get up on your hind legs. You need to grow a full set of balls, and you need to go and grab this bastard and dangle him on the end of a rope for 20 minutes or until he cheers up. Whatever you do, Great Britain, you can't go on making the mistake of allowing communists, fascists and Nazis to run your country. And by the way, when you finally do get your country back, tell Charles it's been nice having you on board, but it's time for you to move over. We no longer need a constitutional monarchy. As much as I love the royal family, and I do, they've served their purpose. They've run out of time. They have supported communist government after communist government in Great Britain. They can never be allowed to support a government like that again. They have to go peacefully, without violence against them. Don't forget, Charles and his family, especially his mother, served Great Britain with great honour and pride. Princess Anne is still a member of that clan. She's still serving that country extremely well. Princess Anne knows what's going on. Unfortunately, Princess Anne will have to move aside as well, but without violence. Not towards them. They've done no wrong. Go and get Starmer and his brigade and all his police officers. And the worst offenders, the Nazis, just like we did at Nuremberg, you hang the bastards. And you don't stop hanging them until you've got every single one that has committed crimes against humanity, which is exactly what Starmer is doing. You think Starmer's being peaceful? Political violence is the worst in the world. And what he is doing is committing political violence against his own people. And that is treason, and that is a crime against humanity. And he must be duly punished for it. And if you want to have a trial for him and waste your money on that, go ahead. I wouldn't. I'd just build the gallows and hang him. Everybody knows he's guilty. Nobody's going to complain that he's gone afterwards. Invite a couple of kids who are getting an indoctrination in the school to come and swing on his feet. You have got to stop just rolling over and accepting it. I used to know a woman in England who always said the same thing. When things weren't being done properly and people were being victimised by local authority governments and even central government, and people would complain, and she always said the same thing. She always said, well, we've all got to put up with it. Well, no, you don't have to put up with it. You can move the bastards out who are making you put up with it. You can move the bastards out who are making your life a misery. You can move the bastards out with enormous and terminal prejudice. For God's sake, England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales, wake up to what your nation has become and see that eventually someone will have to come and put a stop to you. And God knows who that might be. I don't think it will be the Americans because they're not interested. But it might be Russia. Certainly China would love to get involved in that. Believe me, you could end up under a worse regime than you're already under if you don't take your country back from these fascist, Nazi, communist bastards who have jammed wokeism down your throat and stolen your freedom. Wake up, British people. There is a way forward. Every journey begins with a single step. And that's Kramchand Gandhi. He took on the British single-handedly, and he defeated them. You must do the same. It's been great to talk to you, and I'm sorry it's under these circumstances. I hope to talk to you again soon, when I'll be doing my usual blog under the auspicious guise of The Autistic Kid. Yeah, that's right. I'm not only a doctor, which the British tried very hard to stop me becoming because I'm autistic, but I'm both a physician and I'm autistic, which should tell you something. If you get out of Great Britain, you can do anything, even if you're autistic. If you stay in Great Britain with their backward, brain-dead ways, if you're autistic, you'll never do anything. Not in that country. Anyway, I'm so sorry that you're in this state. I hope you'll find a way to drag yourselves out of it. Goodbye for now. I'm Doc Roy Hemingway. God bless you.